Thank you all for inviting me to speak. There's been so many subjects addressed today. Subjects about willful mismanagement of our economy, unsustainable immigration. Tom highlighted the fact that Ireland has always welcomed its share of people from abroad. Ireland has sent UN troops abroad to bring freedom to other countries and protect innocent civilians. That's who we are. I won't go on about those topics anymore because for me, the most important topic is freedom. Today we are moving around Ireland, but our rights have been taken from us. They were taken from us 3 years ago, justified by the arrival of coronavirus, which then became COVID-19. They were taken from us, our right for freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of religious practice. Whether you believe in God or not, that is your right. We have a right to presumption of innocence, and we have a right to peaceful public protest. All of these rights were summarily taken from us, men, women and children, when house arrest was inflicted on our nation. While the Taoiseach was in America, he got his assistant to do it in Dáil Éireann. This is a very serious matter. It should never have happened. The President did not protect the nation when he did not preside and did not put those laws that should never have been written before the courts to be tested in regard to the Constitution. They are unconstitutional. I look at this flag and my heart is full of joy and my heart is full of sadness. This flag has a great meaning. Great men and women fought and died for this flag. In the name of God and the dead generations, we strike for freedom, confident of victory, and the nation cherishes every child of the nation. That means every child without exception. Those brave men believed that. Those brave men and women who fought in the Easter Rising believed it, fought and died for it. We are their children, their grandchildren. We owe it to the children of this nation to protect their rights. So everything comes from that. I'm thankful as well to Tom and to Chris and to Dennis and perhaps many others who are here today for taking the chance to stand for local office. We take care of our own communities, but we're not an island. Ireland is our home. Ireland is our home. We protect our homes. We stand up for our rights together. It may take 500,000 people in the streets, like it took Mahatma Gandhi in India, or it may take the civil disobedience that Rosa Parks showed us in America. Civil disobedience to unjust laws is a good thing. She was a brave woman. She was a courageous woman, she received support, and she, in the end, freed not just African Americans from unjust laws, but every American. Because if you abuse the rights of one person, you abuse the rights of everyone. I see many members of Garda Síochána here today. I thank you for your presence. We've had a little discussion. As Tom said, we support Garda Síochána. Garda Síochána are our brothers and sisters. We need them and they need us. We stand together. But unfortunately, there are dark forces at work in our country and in our continent. I studied, just as a little introduction, I studied sociology at university. I lived 20 years in Paris. I was watching what was going on around Europe and in the French presidential elections. I saw Sarkozy get elected. He was later convicted for criminal financial activity in his campaign. I saw Gerhard Schröder, the German chancellor, turn up as an ambassador for Gazprom, openly working for the Russians. What is going on in Europe? Europe is de facto a dictatorship, and our country is de facto a dictatorship. So we have a choice. You mentioned choice, Chris. We have a choice. We can fix this. Part of the psychological warfare is defeatism. Part of the psychological warfare meted out on us by those we mandate to lead us and who are willfully misleading us is to make corruption look normal. Corruption is not normal. The brave men and women who gave us an Irish nation, an Irish flag, an Irish constitution, and bought and paid for it at such a high price were not corrupt. You can buy a corrupt politician tomorrow. You cannot buy a patriot who loves their country. Part of the psychological warfare, again, is sullying nationalism. Irish nationalism is a beautiful thing because it's love. Love of God, love of country, and love of every Irish child of the nation. We have a problem. We have gangrene. It's a serious diagnosis. We have a corrupt, criminal, political class across the board. Anyone who purports that they stand for anything, be it Sinn Féin, Labour, what used to be Fianna Fáil, what used to be Fine Gael, and is now a corrupt rump, they stand for nothing but corruption. Where were you 3 years ago when our rights were stolen from us, when the nation was inflicted by house arrest? Today we are not free, make no mistake about it. We are not free. Your heart is beating in your chest, it should be on fire. Freedom is a fire, it's a fire that doesn't go out. It's a fire of love for God and love for country. And Noreen, you mentioned earlier on that we have many good people from all over the world here today. Many good people. They have a future here. Ireland is our home. And we're only following the great examples of our parents and our grandparents. And the answer to this solution is love. Love God, love country, love one another as I have loved you. And we do love our country. I asked you, Niall, when you were here, I said, why are you here now? Do you love your country? You said yes. Do you love your family? I said yes. That's what it's about. So, there's been so many great speeches. Thank you all for your presence. I met some young ladies over there. They didn't quite understand what was happening. Immigration is a very important issue. Structured, controlled, reasonable immigration. Not unreasonable, unstructured, mismanaged, willful chaos. If you run a pizza parlor or a pub, and no disrespect to anyone in that hospitality industry, I worked there myself, you have responsibilities to manage correctly. If you don't, you will be kicked out, a new manager will be put in place. And that's what we have to do. These people work for us. We tell them what to do. But we have a choice. We have a choice. Inaction is not neutral. There is no fence to sit on anymore. They showed us 3 years ago by their own actions they are unfit to govern. We have a political class that is unfit to govern. That's very serious. But we can deal with it, as our parents and our grandparents did. Myself and Tom played Gaelic football. I met Garda Mick plays Gaelic football. The Common Lucas scale is a great instrument for good in this country. It brings men and women together. Gaelic football clubs are real communities. Gaelic hurling clubs are real communities for men and women, for old people, for the lads who cut the grass and make the sandwiches, for the music, for our culture, for who we are. So are unions. We have to unionise and make our unions and our Gaelic football clubs work for us. Our hurling clubs come together. Structure it and get out in the streets. The examples I use, I won't keep you much longer, the examples I use are Mahatma Gandhi and Rosa Parks on an international level. I also encourage people, please reread the Proclamation of Irish Independence. It's not just for Ireland, it's for the world. Print out 5 copies and give it to your neighbours. Many people have them in their houses. Many good people I meet from all over the world understand this. From Romania, from China, from Poland, from Lithuania, from Finland. People from all over the world who are good people. Good people stand up. Good people stand up. Shas suas firna herin, shas suas manona herin. Thank you very much for your attention. God bless you.
Well done, Dennis. That's unreal. Just met him today. He came up from Cork. Great man. Well done. Well done. I think we're nearly wrapping up now. Sorry we kept you so long. Andy, do you want to speak? Yeah? Yeah. Andy Cross is going to say a couple of good words. He always does.
Being politicians lately, the last 3 years, I always ask them, who do you owe your allegiance? Or I send them an email. But I never get an answer. But I got the answer here today from people who are going to be standing in the local elections. And we know their allegiance are to the Irish people, to this flag. Someone says flying this flag is a racist symbol. Well, the way I look at it, if this flag offends you, you're in the wrong country. You should go somewhere else, because you're not wanted and you're not needed, and we don't want any traitors. As regards politicians, let's be honest about it. Leinster House is rotten to the core. Now, if you have a disease in your house, if you have the wrong type of blocks, you can patch it up any way you like. But it's still going to be there. So maybe the next generation, I hope, that the rotten house is torn down and rebuilt and we put in new people into it. That's all I'd say. Thank you.
Well done, Andy. Well done. We're just going to wrap up. I'd like to thank everyone that helped out today, and everyone that came today, and everyone that spoke today. It was unreal. So many good speakers from everywhere. Well done. We're just going to have a couple of Christmas songs and wrap it up. Let this man get on. He's another gig to go to.